What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where fire sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Watch this episode all the way to the end because I don't want you guys missing out what I have in store for you today. Man, these NBA trades is going crazy, man. I mean, the Mavericks and Lakers, it's so amazing. Kyle Kuzma to the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton to the Washington Wizards. But right now, right here, right now, Jimmy freaking Butler, man, going to Golden State. This is crazy, man. I mean, as we know, we already know the build-up. We knew about the 7 game suspension leading on the multiple suspensions and then being suspended indefinitely. But what you got to understand here, Jimmy Butler, I just feel like the Miami Heat was doing Jimmy Butler a disservice. I mean, this man has had two finals appearances. This man has gotten y'all to the finals and got y'all closer every single time. Remember in 2020 when they were in the bubble, he brought them far. But the problem, the issue I had with Miami is they never tried to build around Jimmy Butler. Yes, you got Bam Adebayo. Yes, you got Tyler Hero, but Duncan Robinson. But the roster that they had wasn't enough because you're putting all the pressure and weight upon Jimmy Butler to do everything himself when he needs the help that he needs. When they got rid of Max Strus, that was it. You lost your shooter, your other shooter who's really he was a knockdown shooter. But anyways, back to it with Jimmy Butler. How did this trade occur? It was a 4 team trade. The Warriors get Jimmy Butler, the Heat, in return, the Heat get Kyle Anderson, PJ Tucker, Andrew Wiggins, and a protected first round pick. Detroit Pistons, they get Lindy Waters, the third, and Josh Richardson. And then last but not least, the Jazz get Dennis Schroeder. Now, with Dennis Schroeder in mind, I mean, he's been flip flopping the teams. Before he went to the Golden State Warriors, he was with the Brooklyn Nets. Then the Warriors acquired him. And then all of a sudden, he plays with the Golden State Warriors for a while and then he ends up going. Now he's going to the Utah Jazz. But looking at it with Jimmy Butler, before he even went to the Warriors, he had a his contract with Miami. He had a player option, which was 52.4 million. He could either opt into that player option or he could have become a free agent. But he decided, trade me, because Jimmy Butler publicly came out and said he wanted to be traded. Jimmy Butler was pretty much fed up with Heat's organization, and it wasn't they were doing him a disservice, like I said before. But him signing with the Warriors, a 2 year, $120 million extension, man, that says a lot. But throughout Jimmy Butler's last 5 games, I mean, his highest game he ever played, he had 13 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. The other games he's ever played, the other 4 games he played where he was just having 8 to 9 points, wasn't really doing much. He had 18, 18, 2 and 3 when they lost to Denver, and then 13, 8 and 4. So he was really up. It was up and down. So Jimmy Butler's averaged 17 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.8 assists. And like I told you guys before, the suspension he had, his first one was a 7 game suspension, which was detrimental to the team. A 2 game suspension then, which led on to him being suspended indefinitely. So when you think about him being with the Golden State Warriors, and before I go in depth about their roster and everything, question for discussion: is Jimmy Butler the missing piece for the Golden State Warriors? You guys let me know in the comment section below. Is Jimmy Butler that dude? Because you got to understand with the roster that they have, with Jimmy Butler being the new addition to the team. You got Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton II, Kevon Looney. So the Warriors, as we know, are still going with that same strategy that they always had, which is playing mainly small ball. Because if you look at the roster, they only have one center that is 7 foot. The rest of the guys are guards, forward, and small forwards and power forwards. That's pretty much most of the roster, guards and forwards. So looking at Jimmy Butler, you got, and people fail to understand, Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, those two are dogs. Could you imagine what that would be like? They would cause problems defensively for other teams. And credit, it complements Steph Curry because he now has another star he can play alongside. So Jimmy Butler ain't afraid to take threes. That's if he's because we understand the Warriors is a 3-point shooting team. Jimmy Butler, when he's hot, he's hot. But who goes to say he can learn from Curry? Curry can get his 3-point game up, and we can see a new Jimmy Butler. And also, Jimmy Butler has decided to switch his jersey number. He's going from wearing number 22 to wearing number 10. So, new, new, new chapter, new journey in his life, new team. Change your number. So, hey, have at it. Why not? But when you look at the Warriors getting Jimmy Butler, it's questionable because it's like how will he fit in? Honestly, I think Jimmy Butler will fit in because one, he's a winner. That's what the Golden State Warriors are. They're trying to win. Jimmy Butler is a winner. He is now surrounded by players and he's surrounded by greatness, which is Stephen Curry, great unanimous MVP. You got Draymond Green, Defensive Player of the Year. You got Steve Kerr, not only a four-time uh, champion as a coach, but he's won championships as a player, so he can really mold and really give Jimmy Butler some great advice to help him out. And the chemistry, I believe the chemistry between Curry and Jimmy Butler and the rest of the team, it'll build up, it'll have a positive impact, but it will continue to grow over time. So when you look at it, Stephen Curry likes to move around a lot, come off screens, taking 3-point shots. Jimmy Butler, same way, pick and roll. Set me up a screen, I'm going to the basket, or I'm going for the mid range shot, or I'm going at the top of the key. So it doesn't matter. Like, I think for one point, Jimmy Butler, having to guard Jimmy Butler or Curry at the same time, they will literally burn you out because they're constantly moving around the court. So when Jimmy Butler or Stephen Curry is in a catch and shoot situation, they're going to take the opportunity at hand. So when I look at the Warriors offensively, it's going to be high level scoring, it's going to be a lot of threes, and it's going to be attacking the basket a lot more. It's like when you least expect it. We understand Jimmy Butler is a type of player who would, you know, drive to the basket and get a open a layup, an easy bucket. Stephen Curry does the same thing. Curry either hits the layup or the floater. So 9 times out of 10, when you're looking at it, if you got Jimmy Butler going to the attacking the basket so much, just pounding and pounding, and then you fail to realize you got Stephen Curry to worry about. So now it's like either Curry or Jimmy Butler with their offensive motor, with their high level of scoring offensively, they can draw attention to one another, and it's like this: Curry or Jimmy Butler can draw attention to themselves, and then guess what? Jimmy Butler's out there open for a shot, or he can go in the paint. See, that's what you got to look at too. Even even though with that, Curry's good for that, drawing attention to himself and then kicking it out to an open man and still get the bucket. So it's I'm happy, I'm excited to see it because having Draymond and Jimmy Butler, both like I said, those guys are dogs. Like they have that dog mentality. They're going out there to destroy you. They're coming out to win. I'm coming to beat the bricks off you. Competition, like bro, it's like, and defensively, they can be a matchup problem. I mean, we understand Draymond is on the decline. He's not the defensive player as we known him to be back then in his prime, but he still shows that he can play. He still, defensively he gets some stops, he gets steals here and there, but still, man, I mean, I'm happy for Jimmy Butler overall because, like I said before, the Miami Heat did him a disservice. They really wasn't trying to build around him. Now Jimmy Butler's going to a championship winning team, a team that plays basketball, organized basketball. They know what it takes to win. They know the sacrifices that needs to be made. And let's I mean, honestly, will this small ball lineup last even longer? Will because when they played, when Stephen Curry them won their fourth championship in 8 years, they've had a small ball lineup, and you know, could it work? Hopefully, hopefully it works because every other NBA team is making moves to get to get to get up there. I mean, in the Western Conference is stacked. You hear me? It is stacked, and teams are playing for keeps. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.